Jamie Foxx, the vocalist and the entertainer, experienced a health-related crisis. Last month, we don't know precisely exact thing occurred. Yet we are discovering that he's here in Chicago at the Shirley Ryan Capacity Lab, where he's recuperating. It is reliably positioned, the main recovery office in the whole country. Hello everybody, it's your number one tattle young lady back with some succulent news today. We'll discuss the months-long discussion over Jamie Foxx's well-being, since his girl has at last spoken up to eliminate any confusion. Yet the things she has uncovered are unsettling, as she affirmed the bits of gossip about Jamie being incapacitated and blind. So how precisely did this occur? And how's Jamie doing now? Make a point to continue to watch this video to figure out new subtleties toward the beginning of today. On the strength of Jamie Foxx, the Institute grant-winning entertainer has been hospitalized for almost 14 days, following what his girl considered an unexpected problem. ABC's Phil Lipoff is in Atlanta, where Foxx is recovering. The insight about Jamie being in basic condition has been whirling around the web since April, when he was truly confessed to the clinic. Nothing was uncovered around then, and his condition was essentially marked an unexpected problem. Fans were getting increasingly more stressed, as there was hardly any report about his well-being. For quite a long time, the Oscar-winning entertainer's condition brought up a ton of issues, and his little girl, trying not to answer any of them, made individuals exceptionally dubious. Some celebs made pretty ludicrous cases going similarly, as saying that James' condition is all a direct result of the inoculation he had to get simply because of Hollywood and friend pressure. Yet these were still tales, until his own little girl Corinne chose to illuminate everybody that her dad isn't an emergency clinic any longer, and he's in recuperation. Yet recuperation from what her assertion appeared to be obscure, and individuals were stressed on the off chance that they're attempting to conceal anything and assuming Jamie is okay. Soon Jamie posted on his Instagram, in which he composed that he's inclination honored in light of every one of his fans. Yet after this post talk began that James has experienced a stroke, and his condition is extremely basic. To add on to the strain, numerous valid media houses detailed this news, and albeit nothing was affirmed from Jamie's family, it actually appears as though a really bona fide source. As per media reports, James was on the arrangement of his new film back in real life when he supposedly experienced a stroke, and he was immediately moved to the clinic without telling anybody, just to keep away from any sort of turmoil. Every one of the tales in regards to James getting a coronavirus immunization came just after this. They recommended that the antibody made his blood coagulation, and in the end, brought about a stroke. Dr. Drew likewise tended to these reports on his show, and truly fanned the discharge. Yet the extremely observant fans immediately called him out for putting together his entire show. With respect to temperamental sources, they called attention to that Dr. Drew was purportedly doing this for clout, and had no regret for his activities. So we're discussing, and it's been commonly realized that he had a stroke, right? I mean, they've said stroke ordinarily. Definitely, so it's to say it's a blood coagulation in the mind. It's a stroke. It's a blood coagulation in a vein that removes the stalk. That piece of the cerebrum is dead. Separated from Jamie's fans is little girl Corinne. Likewise found these cases extremely discourteous, and she didn't maintain that anybody should utilize her dad's disease like this. So she chose to eliminate any confusion herself. Corinne uncovered that her dad is blissful and sound now, and is in any event playing pickleball. And it's silly the way that media houses dramatically overemphasize things. Yet there was an off-putting thing in this explanation too. The fans called attention to that, assuming that Jamie was at long last solid. For what reason did Corinne and her family let tabloids spread that multitude of tales? They essentially might have cleared up everything on the absolute first day. The more individuals attempted to comprehend this issue of Jamie's disorder, the more it got befuddling. It seemed like the family didn't maintain that anybody should realize what was occurring, and that is unquestionably odd. And we additionally need to fault metabloids too for announcing untrustworthy sources and making individuals significantly more restless. Soon a report emerged, and it basically stunned everybody. Corin said that her dad returned home from the emergency clinic, and he's protected and sound, yet indeed, he never truly arrived at home. Rather, he was taken to Chicago to a restoration place. This specific community treats patients of stroke. So the reports about Jamie having a stroke were essentially affirmed. Just after these reports got public, Dare attracted, tracked down one more method for filling the shoe. Scholar A.J. Benza on his show. Benza additionally seemed, by all accounts, to be a tattle editorialist, and he made a few pretty wild cases about Jamie's well-being. Benzo uncovered that the past reports of a coagulation and James' mind are valid, and it has made him lose his sight in development. What he intended to say is that an antibody truly incapacitated and dazed James, and there was nothing that his PCPs could allegedly do. The VIP writer even ventured to say that all that Karina expressed about her dad's well-being and him playing pickleball is only clearly false. This was something enormous, as Benza proceeded to say that the post on Jamie's Instagram is additionally not done by him. I see well this ties into the Jamie Foxx hypothesis. I worked my jug off to get an anecdote about what befell Jamie Foxx. I said it was all baloney, yet they were revealing he's playing pickleball, he's answering on Instagram. No, he's not. Individuals do that for you. It's all lies. In a similar meeting, he additionally uncovered that he never needed the antibody, yet he was shooting a movie with Cameron Diaz, and he wasn't permitted to begin the shoot until he gets an immunization. And as per Benza, this antibody wound up putting his life in danger and placing him in such a basic condition. Let me in on that. Jamie had a blood coagulation in his cerebrum. After he had the chance, he didn't need the shot, yet the film he was on, he was compelled to get it. This film is doing with Cameron Diaz. And I'm believing is that why he exploded on the set 7 days before this health-related crisis happened. Benza guaranteed that he had an insider in the clinic where Jane was being dealt with, and that is the way he came to know about the visual deficiency and loss of motion. And the Oscar-winning entertainer, he likewise blamed the large media sources for being fractional and taking the tension from James' family on the grounds that since his little girl posted on her Instagram that Jamie is solid, they quit writing about the episode. Benza accepts that TMZ and other media sources are attempting to push the matter away from view to rescue Hollywood's standing, and can see the way that James had an implosion on the set just a brief time before he got hospitalized. The trick scholar comes to an obvious conclusion all around well, and a portion of the things he has said do check out, yet the inquiry again emerges that how could his own family follow through with something like this? Kareem, the most established little girl of Jamie, is as of now holding the story and making major decisions of what should be accounted for, yet Benzo accepts that she's not telling the whole truth, since her dad is as yet conceded in an exceptionally rumored medical clinic in Chicago. To exacerbate the matter, a ton of James' companions and co-stars have shouted out about the matter and requested that the fans petition God for his well-being. So assuming Jamie was truly solid and cheerful, how could they be continually encouraging the fans to appeal to God for him? Yet the entire story of Korea went down the feed when she was spotted at Chicago Recovery Center to visit her dad, and other relatives were likewise going with her. It affirms the reports that James is still under clinical watch and isn't in no condition to play pickleball anyway. Karine is as yet declining to express anything about her dad's loss of motion. Bits of Gossip Insiders announced that she's entirely resentful about this large number of speculations, and she would rather not hear any more analysis. And that is presumably why she has even crippled remarks on the greater part of her Instagram posts. Certain individuals are additionally bringing up how muddled the entire matter has become, and certain clients are going to the extent that calling it a PR stunt for James' new film First, he gets taken to the emergency clinic, right from the set, and afterward his passing bits of gossip begin spreading. He out of nowhere surfaces on Instagram and posts that he's fine. However, at that point reports about him being in Chicago Restoration Center beginning spreading. The matter appears to be extremely confounding, yet it doesn't appear to be a PR stunt, on the grounds that James is, to be sure, under serious consideration in Chicago. As per reports, Corin actually won't remark on this multitude of bits of hearsay, and it's exacerbating these tales. Yet many individuals are additionally censuring Dr. Coaxed and Benza for attempting to cash out of such a delicate issue. Individuals are currently saying that Corin and Jamie ought to sue these two trick scholars for spreading misleading data about them. The main issue is that the fans appear to be truly worried about the soundness of the star and his little girl, or some other relative isn't giving any subtleties on his condition. It raises a ton of eyebrows with regards to what precisely they are attempting to stow away. And is Benza truly coming clean? There are a ton of uncertainties and buts on the grounds that briefly was accounted for playing pickleball, and the other moment individuals have proclaimed him visually impaired and deadened. That appears to be confounding, yet we just need to hang tight for his recuperation and see what Corinne says regarding it. Currently, there's next to zero data about how the film will advance without James. It's a major creation, so they could likely utilize a trick twofold for some time, yet they presumably won't sit tight for a really long time. It's the justification for why the fans are sending great wishes to James, so he could recuperate truly speedy and get back on the movie set. Do you think Dr. Drew and Benza are doing this for clout? Or is there a more profound truth in this matter? Offer your contemplations in the remarks. Additionally, remember to like this video, buy into our station, and hit the ringer.